Hello, I'm Ann Uhar. I am from Carmel, Indiana, and I came to Franciscan Health because I needed CAR therapy. I was diagnosed with lymphoma, and chemotherapy didn't sustain my remission. So I've been dealing with that for a while. I'm retired. We have two sons. They're both adults. I like to travel. I like to hike. I like to garden. I like to read. Historical fiction is sort of my favorite genre to read. I have lymphoma, and it was diagnosed in June of 2022. I had been to a funeral, and so I flew to the funeral, and I hadn't been feeling well, and and there was a COVID exposure. So I thought for sure I had COVID and was tested frequently, and my tests all came back negative. And I just felt really, really bad. So I went to the emergency room at the hospital near where we live. And I think my friend took me, and I think she and the emergency room doc thought for sure I had a pulmonary embolus, which I didn't. There was no evidence of that, but I had evidence of lymphoma below my diaphragm. So that began my cancer journey. But I had 6 cycles of chemo, and that ended in December. And so in January, I had a PET scan, and there was no evidence of lymphoma, so I thought I was free and clear. But in March, I had another enlarged lymph node, this time in my clavicle. So the lymphoma was now above my diaphragm. My body responds well to chemo initially, but it doesn't sustain me in a remission. So I was referred for CAR T therapy, and there are 2 locations in the city. And I chose Franciscan because I had heard really good things about Franciscan. And my oncologist said he had really good working relationships with the doctors here, and I thought that would probably be very important. So what they do is they remove patients' own T cells. They give you through a plasmapheresis machine. So I came here to the hospital. It's kind of a lengthy procedure, but they only need like 100 milliliters, I think, in a very small bag. And then they send it away to a lab, and then the lab puts a receptor on my cells that helps the cells specifically seek out and destroy lymphoma cells. So it's very specific. So I had my CAR T infusion November 13th of 2023. And I was here in the hospital for 10 days, and it was a fantastic experience. I was very sick, but I felt like I was in such great hands. The nurses were amazing. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to share my experiences about Franciscan, because it's been such a wonderfully healing place for me. And I imagine that it is for many other people. I think all of us patients are often hurting and feel isolated and sometimes scared, but the staff here at Franciscan were spectacular in identifying my needs and providing me with care and concern to help me continue to heal and get better. So I am most appreciative of everything they've done for me.